Hi, Gemini Connect here.
So GoPro finally released their first firmware update for the Hero 9. It's firmware version 1.22 and it came out today, October 20th. So we wanted to give you guys an update after our last video where we talked about 7 particular problems that we found with the Hero 9, and we're going to see if some of those problems have been addressed.
That's right, and if you read the changelog that GoPro released for this firmware update, they actually spotlight the exact things that we complain about, namely the sharpness of the medium profile as well as the coloring of the shadows. And it seems like they actually say those are evident in 4K when you enable ProTune.
Exactly. So our standards are we are shooting in 4K and we also view our footage on 4K and 5K monitors. So if those are the conditions that you've also been shooting in, then you may have seen these problems as well, but not everyone has seen these problems. But that is why we're going to do some sample follow-up footage.
That's right. So we're going to shoot now. We have the camera set and it is exactly in medium sharpness, and we're gonna look for some shadows and see whether that flicker still remains, where you see motion in the shadows even when there is none. Someone said that that's probably because of the compression algorithm that happens when you enable 4K and ProTune. So we'll see if that hypothesis is true and if in fact it has been fixed.
And a couple of other things. There is another update coming in November that will give you the ability to use the GoPro mic adapter along with the GoPro. So that feature is not yet available, and there are some other problems we talked about that were more related to hardware, and those things have not been addressed. All of these are software changes. The firmware update today also included a boost in touchscreen responsiveness, so you should be able to better use the back screen to control the camera. And so far that looks like it mostly has been fixed. It still looks a little bit delayed, but again, we're also using the media mod, so the media mod might be delaying something, but that bears further testing to see if that's been addressed. Let's see how this looks.
Yeah.
Because previously we liked shooting in low sharpness a lot, but we did notice that low was too low on our very first vlogging test.
Yeah, well, medium was too high, so we had nothing to choose, and I would prefer to shoot like this, you know, skin softener for free.
Yeah. So we got to see how low looks, so that's why we're doing this test, to compare that to medium sharpness. Okay, and this is high sharpness, which we're pretty sure is not going to look good because, as we mentioned in the other video, you generally don't want to shoot in high sharpness ever because the camera is doing all the sharpening for you, and typically it's too much.
It looks god-awful.
It's the sign of a cheap camera usually if things are over-sharpened.
Yeah, we never use that. Normally they try to compensate for the lens being soft by digital sharpening, and it just looks awful. So let's hope we never have to use that.
Alright, back to medium sharpness, because that's really what we're testing here.
Okay, what we're going to test now is whether the color in the shadows and the over-sharpening is acting well. And we have some trees here mixing up shadows around us, so that should be good. We'll turn the camera around and see. Plenty of shadows right here, especially deep shadows on the left, some mixed shadows. So what we're gonna see is open it up on a big screen. We have a 5K Retina at home, we have a 4K Samsung as well. And once we open it there, we see quite a lot of basically ruined picture. And now we're hoping that's fixed.
Yeah, and that wasn't the case on the Hero 8. The Hero 8 didn't have those same problems, so hopefully this brings the Hero 9 quality up to standard with the Hero 8.
Yeah, that's a good point. The biggest reason we love the Hero 8 is actually the image looks amazing.
Image was really crisp without being too much. The colors even, I mean, some would say that the colors were a little too oversaturated and too warm, but we really like the colors straight at camera on the Hero 8.
It's because we live in Seattle and we like warm colors.
That's right.
We have interesting light right here going from dark in the foreground to bright in the background, so we should be able to see how well it's handling all that fluctuation of light.
We also have a burping bird out there, also known as a cormorant.
They burp when they're in heat, FYI.
Or something, they make a lot of noise. Okay, we are continuing our medium sharpness tests on the GoPro Hero 9, but we're also adding in a sound element. This doesn't have anything to do with the firmware update, but it's a separate test that we're doing for a separate video that's coming out. We also want to see whether the levels are improved on this version of the firmware. But we can demonstrate now, if you hold that, I can now just walk away and hopefully my voice remains rather constant while I'm really changing my distance from the microphones, which before was kind of the bane of our existence because we like to do this on the field as we're moving. Yeah, you're definitely not in the same direction that the microphone is pointing. And we should also say that this is, I think, the second time that we're trying this test, because it makes a big difference if you have the GoPro set to powered mic or standard mic plus. That's the only way to get the 2 audio tracks, and that's really important with this deity mic.
Currently we're testing a full-on wireless system by Saramonic, which does have as well 2-channel output and 2 emitters, right?
2 separate wireless lav mics, in fact. And so these are basically the Rode Wireless Go. It's like a slightly cheaper version. So these transmitters have built-in mics you can use, or you can plug in your own wired lavalier mic if you'd like to use it. But the trick is you do have to use the Saramonic branded lav that comes with this microphone set in order for it to work.
How are you doing over there?
Good. So this is similar to the last mic test that we just did, of that we're trying to equalize the sounds that we're both doing, even though we're both pretty far away from the camera and from each other. And I guess we should also say that this differs from the Wireless Go, and that the Wireless Go only gives you 1 microphone. This one gives you 2. I think it's the only wireless system out there that gives you 2 microphones. So really handy if you're 2 people trying to vlog like we are, and you constantly have these sound issues that you're trying to overcome.
Yeah, and you may not realize how sensitive microphones are and how much like 2 feet, 10 feet or so matter. And as you're in a set or whatever you call it, out in the field, you move, right? Especially the way we make our vlogs, we try to have interaction. We want to be immersive in our output. And if someone's audio drops off, that segment becomes useless.